Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to Rice Crypto. I'm Rice. Today, we're going to be talking about a recently released Fox Nation 3-episode docuseries that's all about John McAfee. It's called The Last Days of John McAfee. And Fox reached out to me to be a part of this documentary. I'm going to be talking about that and sharing clips on today's show.
What really happened to cybersecurity pioneer John McAfee?
I will not be found, and I will continue to speak.
Was he murdered?
Embattled antivirus software pioneer John McAfee found dead in a Spanish prison.
Did he kill himself?
After Jeffrey Epstein died, he wanted it to be clear that if he ever died in prison, he was whacked.
John McAfee was not suicidal. I spoke with him a few hours before he was found dead.
Or did the man who swore he would never be silenced fake his own death to escape?
I'm not even sure what's real.
This is the story about a man so complex,
The renegade, the iconoclast, the mysterious one.
so controversial,
John McAfee was a visionary.
A malignant narcissist.
that questions continue to surface about John McAfee and his wicked web of hallucination, retribution, and conspiracy.
He's a deeply deceptive person.
These are the last days of John McAfee.
I think John McAfee was definitely murdered.
Is he really dead? I mean, it's hard to say.
That was the main clip that they're using to promote the Last Days of John McAfee docuseries on Fox Nation. I will be sharing a few more clips towards the end of this video, so make sure you watch all the way to the very end. While I'm taking an opportunity to say that, if you haven't already, smash that like button. So I want to give you a little bit of a backstory about how this happened, how I became a part of this docuseries. But first, I do want to let you know that Fox Nation is a paid streaming service as a part of Fox. So you would actually have to be a member of Fox Nation in order to watch this. Now, I've been told you can get a year membership, which gives you the option of a 7-day trial. And if you cancel before the 7 days is up, you won't be charged for the full year. If you enjoy the content, of course, make sure you stay subscribed. But if you just want to watch these 3 episodes, that would be the way that you could do it, or stay tuned for future videos. So I was contacted a few months ago by a producer at Fox, and he told me that they were putting together this documentary all about John McAfee. At first, I was a little weary because a lot of the documentaries try to paint John in a negative light. So I gave him my thoughts of what I would like to be a part of. And he actually agreed that that's what he was trying to do. They wanted to try to share what happened in John's final days and try to put that forth in the best way possible. So with that being said, I agreed to be interviewed, and also they asked if they could license some of my footage from some of the interviews and previous conversations that I had with John and other videos. And I agreed to that as well, because ultimately it does help with promotion for the channel, which I greatly appreciate, because they do give me credit at the end of every single episode, and I'm featured technically in the very first episode. You can hear my voice if you didn't already catch that in that main clip, and I'm featured towards the end of the second episode and throughout the third. So I am appreciative of the promotion that hopefully it will bring to the channel. But with that being said, I just wanted to be a part of something that was putting together some good information about who John McAfee was and what he was doing while on the run, why he was on the run, and really try to share that part of his story. So I definitely encourage you to make sure you check it out. I am really appreciative of Fox for reaching out to me, for being a part of this. The John McAfee Foundation ultimately were the ones that recommended that I be a part of it. They reached out to me, and again, I agreed. I talked to the producer several times throughout the past few months before this thing came out, and he was very, very open-minded to the information that I had to share, some of the points of views that I was trying to get across, because he understood with my relationship with not only John, but Janice, that I was able to provide some insights and some information that he really wasn't fully aware of. So I definitely encourage you to make sure you're checking out all 3 episodes of The Last Days of John McAfee. Right now, it's only available on Fox Nation, but I will be sharing more information about how you can watch it. Stay tuned to my socials. I have all those linked down below in the video description, and I will tell you, you might be surprised of some of the videos you might find if you join the private side of ricetvx.com. And that's a way that you can support the channel, get early access to videos, unedited content, and exclusive videos as well. Also have a forum where you can talk to other members and have direct access to myself. So thank you for tuning in. Check out that docuseries and enjoy the rest of these clips.
Did John McAfee take his own life? Or was there something more sinister at play?
I don't believe that he committed suicide. I believe wholeheartedly that he was probably drugged or injected with something so that he couldn't put up a fight, and then he was propped up.
What if there was more to the story? The circumstances surrounding McAfee's death are so fishy, they came with a side of chips and tartar sauce. He spoke for years about being a hunted man and that the charges against him were politically motivated.
He had believed that U.S. government officials were after him, and he had feared for his life.
I think the United States government and Department of Justice wanted to erase John McAfee.
John was very specific in saying that he would not kill himself.
John himself had said on Twitter if he had died of suicide, that it wasn't suicide. And so you have someone that's saying, I want to live, and defending my case. You have to take that seriously.
I think John McAfee was definitely murdered.
Team McAfee relocated to a house on remote Hatteras Island, North Carolina. It would be their last stand in the U.S. With an eye towards running again in the 2020 presidential election, McAfee decided it was time to pivot to a new platform.
This time, it's going to be cryptocurrency. And here my platform is far more important and far greater. Why? We have, for the first time, a key to free us from our slavery. And if you don't think we're in slavery, think about your life. From our slavery into economic freedom.
Now it was clear there was nowhere left for John to run on the U.S. mainland.
He tasked me to purchase a massive yacht for him, and he was planning months ahead. He knew that the darkness was encroaching. He knew that that noose was tightening around him.
He left the state of North Carolina in his boat, went down to Bahamas, and went on the run.
It was time to seek refuge in the Caribbean to a country that would give them safe harbor.